All right, what's good, Chad? What's good? Let's get it, man. Lakers got the dub tonight. Going into All-Star break on the right foot. Braun was hunting for that rebound. Yeah, bro. Niggas kept taking rebounds from him, man. He should have been done had it for real. Yeah, he should have had that tripped up earlier, bro. They kept taking rebounds from him. He deserved that though, bro. I mean, he deserved it, man. Like he played great tonight. Um, Jackson played good tonight too, for sure. All right, let's get this right quick. All right. So the Lakers come out with tonight's game, guys, with the final score. The Lakers come out of tonight's game with the win, with the final score of Lakers 124, Mavericks 104. Very quick start to the game for both teams. I feel like both teams were making a lot of shots. Very minimal defense was being played. The Lakers had a couple good defensive possessions in the first quarter. They did go on a run and went up by double digits in the first quarter, and then the Mavericks went on a 12-0 run to kind of tie the game up and actually take the lead at one point. Same thing happened in the second quarter. Lakers got off to a quicker start, got up by double digits again. I don't know if they were ready for the All-Star break or just ready to just go into the All-Star break, or what was going on with with their mental or whatever, but they just kept on blowing these double digit leads against a team that's like the Mavericks. They still play hard. They still got some good offensive players and they still got some good defensive players. But I felt like it was mostly the Lakers just losing focus in a lot of these different situations in the first quarter and the second quarter and allowing the Mavericks to get back into the game. Second half started, the Lakers are only about 1 point. The Mavericks came out. I think they got the first couple buckets. Well, I take it back. The Lakers and the Mavericks were going back and forth when it comes to scoring wise. And the Lakers did actually go on a run led by LeBron. And I like the way LeBron plays tonight. He looked spry tonight. He looked like he played with quickness. He played with power. He was going to the rim. He was being aggressive, and he was knocking down some of his jump shots as well, guys. So LeBron came out tonight, man. He had a triple double in tonight's game with a final stat line of 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists. And he did have 4 turnovers, but he did get a couple of those at the end of the game. Like while the game was actually competitive, LeBron pretty much took care of the ball all game. So Rui Hachimura was good tonight, 21 points, 9 of 13 from the field, 3 of 4 from three. Marcus Smart, I like the shots he was taking, bro. He just was not knocking them down. So he was shot 1 of 9 from three tonight. I liked every single three he shot. I did not have a problem with any shot he took tonight. I felt like his shots came within the flow of the offense, and I'm not really upset about none of the shots he took tonight. And also Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes had a good game tonight, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and he also had a block as well. So Jackson Hayes was good tonight as well. Just shout out to all the Lakers, man. Austin Reeves was solid off the bench as well. He should be able to go back into his starting position once the All-Star break is over with and they come out and they play against the Los Angeles Clippers. And JJ also said in the injury report earlier today that Luka should be good to go after the All-Star break as well. I think they were just being extremely cautious with this hamstring, which is completely understandable. You never want to like just rush those type of injuries. Especially with the way LeBron and Austin are playing right now, you can kind of just, they can carry the offensive load for the most part. And some of the role players are stepping up and playing well, playing good as well. So DeAndre Ayton should be good to go after the All-Star break. So should Austin Reeves. I don't think he'll be on a minutes restriction anymore. And Luka should be back as well. So hopefully these guys, hopefully we can stay healthy for a good amount of time and actually see what our team looks like when everybody is completely healthy. So that's been one of the biggest problems in my opinion, that's been one of the biggest problems for us this season. The team just has not been healthy, and hopefully they can stay healthy this season. I mean, for the second half of the season after the All-Star break, and really see what this team has going into the postseason. And hopefully they can stay in the postseason and go into the postseason strong. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop into you guys' questions and comments. Let's go ahead and get to it. I hate when some of these games end so late, bro. That's the only bad thing. Um, Sohan ended up in New York. Yeah, I seen that, bro. Yeah, I know I made the video about it. It would have been nice to get him, but I didn't think he was gonna sign with the Lakers because I mean, I think he would have been a decent fit, but I don't think he was like the ideal fit for our team. So I'm not really too worried about it because he can't really shoot the three that well. So like, I don't think we really need a player like that on our team. We already have Vanderbilt, who's not a reliable 3-point shooter. I mean, he can knock him down in the corner. But Sohan, we don't need to have like multiple rotation guys that cannot shoot the three ball. Like, we gotta have some two-way guys, some guys that can go out there and knock down some shots, and on top of that, you know, they can defend as well. He would have been a good defender though. Don't get me wrong. But we need both. We don't just need a guy that can defend and can't shoot for anything. So I'm not really worried about that too much. I wanted him to land with the Lakers, but you know, since he didn't, it is what it is. Shit, tonight, I guess we're not gonna be on that long tonight, bro. I guess a lot of people didn't. I need to tell people to turn on their notifications, man, so they'll get notified when I go live after the games. I still don't think a lot of my subscribers know that I go live after the games. Probably just react to Lakers Nation. That's probably what I'm about to do for a little while. See some of their reactions, and then I'll probably hop off. Let me get this on screen though, right quick, just in case. Live chat. There we go. Oh. Oh, okay. I guess since I had it expanded correctly, it's like it's already in the right spot. Okay, cool. Let me see something right quick. Cam Thomas is solid. He more than solid, bro. Cam Thomas good, man. He good. And I think he fits very, very well with the Cam Thomas. I think he fits very, very well with the Bucks. The biggest story for the Bucks, though, bro, to be honest with you, obviously it's Cam Thomas as well, obviously, but what I'm gonna say the more underrated story is that Jang kid, this Dang or Jang, however you pronounce his name. I think he's like French or something like that, bro. He is good. Not only can he shoot the ball extremely well, he is a good defender too. In tonight's game against the Thunder, he had 4 blocks. And he was playing extremely solid one-on-one defense or perimeter defense on their guards. Whenever they would switch, he would get switched on to Chet Holmgren. He would stay solid in front of him and body him up. Because let me see how tall he is. I don't know how tall he is, bro. But he at least about like 6'10". Let's see right quick. He is at least 6'10", bro. I mean, at least 6'9". My bad. He's at least 6'9", right? Yeah, he's 6'9". So, yeah, like, you trying to tell me this kid got drafted in the first round 4 years ago, and you trying to tell me from what he's shown these last 2 games with the Bucks, he didn't show that at all for the Thunder? Now, everybody always say, like, how deep the Thunder is, and that's I understand that. I get it. I get that they are a deep team. They are. But bro, he's better than a couple guys that be playing in their rotation. He's better than Kenrich Williams. Well, I guess he's not a guard, so I was gonna say he's better than some of the guards that they play. But bro, this dude is good, man. It ain't no way that you couldn't find him minutes. It's no way you couldn't find this kid minutes. It's no way. This dude is good. He's only 22 years old. He was involved in like 3 trades right at the trade deadline until he landed with the Bucks out of nowhere, right? And now they seem like they just got a steal. Like, this dude was a first-round pick, and from what he was doing today, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. And that's not even all he did. He had a better game. He had a very good defensive game too. Let's go back to the box score right quick for the Bucks and Thunder game. Bro, look at this. 19 points, 7 of 12 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. He did miss 2 free throws. 11 rebounds, 4 blocks, 1 steal. Like, what? I think he's gonna stay in Milwaukee too. Yeah, I think he'll end up staying in Milwaukee. I just don't think, well, with what the stuff he said right after the trade deadline, when he didn't get traded, I think if he didn't get traded at the deadline, I don't think they're going to trade him this summer because I just don't. Teams are not going to offer that much more than they already have. Like when I seen that they offered that the Warriors, Golden State Warriors, offered 4 first-round picks, 4 unprotected first-round picks, 4 unprotected first-round picks, and some of the other players that they offered as well, and the Bucks turned that down. Man, ain't nobody finna offer more than that, bro. Ain't nobody about to offer more than that. I don't see nobody else's deal or anybody else's offer being better than that. If the Bucks didn't want to take that and give them Giannis, I don't see what else are they gonna take? So I don't know, bro. Maybe somebody will offer 5, 6 first-round picks. Maybe somebody will with some of the young players on their team or something like that. I don't know. But as of right now, I don't see it happening. That's about as best as I think it's gonna get. But this kid right here, they found something with him, man. He good. And obviously Cam Thomas too. Them just getting him out the buyout market. You got 2 players that are very young. Because how old is Cam? Like 25? He 24. So you got 2 players that are not even in the prime of their careers yet that you can have playing. Both of these guys can shoot threes. You know, the Milwaukee Bucks, they love. I think they're the best 3-point shooting team in the league. They've made like 10 plus threes in their last like 15 games or something like that. I seen that stat earlier tonight. But they are like the number 1 percentage-wise shooting 3-point team in the league. So they love to shoot threes. Cam Thomas loves to score. They rotate the ball well. You just got 2 more scorers to put around Giannis. And like legit scores. And with the way that Kevin Porter Jr. has played this year and the emergence of Ryan Rollins and the versatility when it comes to playing like the bigs playing inside the paint or just being stretch bigs and Bobby Portis and Miles Turner, I like what they're doing, bro. And who knows what they might do this summer. They might include one of those guards in a trade or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And try to go get another player. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. But I definitely like what they're doing for sure. I think it's smart just building the roster around Luke and AR. Giannis not coming. Yeah, I don't want Giannis to come to the Lakers, bro, to be honest with you. I just think, me personally, I don't think that we have enough to offer to get Giannis because the best offer we have would be like 3 first-round picks, Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura. That would be the best offer we could offer. I don't think they're going to take that, though, because Austin is up for extension. He's extension eligible right now. He's going to get a contract extension at the end of the season. He can go to any team he wants to. He'll be an unrestricted free agent, right? So he can sign an extension with the Lakers or he can go to somebody else. If Austin doesn't, if we try to include him in the trade to go to the Milwaukee Bucks, Austin doesn't necessarily have to play for Milwaukee. He can go somewhere else. So it's not a guarantee that Milwaukee would take that offer because they don't know for sure if Austin will commit to their team. And Milwaukee has guards. They got plenty of guards. They got plenty of them. No, none of those guys are better than Austin Reeves. Don't get me wrong, but they still have plenty of guards. So it wouldn't be like that would be a problem for them when it comes to guard play. Lakers need to come out guns blazing after All-Star break. Guns blazing after All-Star break. Luka will be locked and loaded, ready to go. Want to see what he can do with Rui and Kennard as his 3-point snipers. Yeah, me too, man. I'm really excited to see. I'm really excited to continually see Luke Kennard play. That's what I really wanted. That's another thing. That's a point I wanted to talk about in today's post-game show. I really like Luke Kennard, bro. He is not just a 3-point shooter. So I still would want him to shoot more than 2 threes. But the way that his ability to score off the dribble and to pass the ball off the dribble is something extremely underrated that I didn't really know he had in his game like that. I know he was an underrated passer, but his ability to dribble, like he's a pretty good dribbler, bro. He can handle the ball. Now he ain't finna just cross you up and do some Kyrie Irving type of stuff, but his ability to rebound, he's been a solid defender. The passing has been immaculate, for the status of that type of player. And obviously his 3-point shooting is the best in the league, so you don't want to leave him open. And he draws so much attention when he's on the court. These guys are literally scared to leave his side. They are literally stuck to him like glue. So that gravity, playing with when Austin comes back and he's healthy, completely healthy, and he's starting and not coming off the bench and on a minutes restriction, Luka come back, Aiden come back and stuff like that. And I just want to see how this team looks when they're completely whole. Are we a championship favorite? No, of course not. But at the same time, For this team to be 12 games over 500, right? 12 games over 500. I continuously say it, and I'm going to continue to say it because it's just a fact of the matter. For them to be 12 games over 500 and only have played 9 games this season with their starters, with their stars, with Austin, Luka, and LeBron, that says a lot about this team, if you ask me, right? So I really want to see these guys play together a pretty good amount before the playoffs start, because I want to see what we have, and they need to get their chemistry as tight as possible before the regular season ends and the playoffs start. So yeah, I completely agree, man. They definitely need to come out guns blazing and have a very good second half of the season. It's a lot of meat eaters not in the chat tonight either, bro, because we won the game. So, of course, when we win the game, a lot of people aren't going to come in here and troll and stuff like that. But when we lose, they be trying to come in here and talk crazy. But overall, though, tonight, man, tonight was one of those games you just had to keep your focus high and you can win the game. When the Lakers were focused and they were actually trying to get good shots and not turn the ball over and try to get stops, they were doing that, right? But overall, they did blow two 10-point leads in this game. And but they rebounded. They rebounded in the third quarter and they got that big lead and they didn't blow that. So, I can't complain about too much. I know it's kind of hard keeping your focus for a very, very long time when you are one game away from a week and a half break. You know what I'm saying? So I know some of these players need that break, man. We got a lot of injuries. DeAndre Ayton got a knee injury. Luka hamstring, Austin is still trying to come back from the calf injury and stuff like that. Bron is 49,000 years old. So, he needs to probably heal up a little bit as well. So I hope he don't play in the All-Star game on Sunday, but if he does, he probably won't play a lot of minutes. They have a really busy schedule coming up, not gonna lie. Are you talking about the Lakers? You talking about as far as their schedule after the All-Star break? Yeah, their schedule after the All-Star break, as soon as they come out of the All-Star break, is pretty solid. Very solid, actually. It's a lot of good teams that they play as soon as they come out of the All-Star break. Let's go ahead and look at their schedule right quick. So yeah, we play the Clippers on on next Friday. We play the Clippers. And then after that, on Sunday, we play the Boston Celtics. That's going to be a very tough game, right? That's going to be an extremely tough game. And then you play against Orlando. They scrappy as hell. They got a lot of good pieces as well that can score the ball. And they play defense. Now, they are not a good three-point shooting team. If you can hold down Desmond Bane from shooting threes and you can kind of dare some of those other guys to shoot, like Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs has been up and down when it comes to shooting the ball this year. So they don't have a lot of good three-point shooters. So I think our zone has been working a lot for us as of late. I think that'll be good for that team. And then you play against Phoenix, Golden State, Sacramento. Sacramento, New Orleans are not very good, obviously. Though that should be 2 wins. But Golden State, they should have Steph back, so they're going to be annoying, of course. Phoenix is going to be annoying too. They'll have probably Devin Booker, Jalen Green, all these guys back. So that'll be the first time this season we see them healthy. And that'll be the first time this season they see us completely healthy as well. So, yeah. So, yeah, the schedule coming out, yeah, pretty tough. You got Denver right here. Indiana is bad. Play against New York again. They're good. And they just got even better. They got Sohan. They got Sohan or Sochan, however you pronounce his name. And then you got to play against Minnesota. Damn. Yeah, this schedule is tough. Minnesota, Chicago should be a win. Denver, Houston. Back-to-back in Houston is crazy. Miami, Orlando, Detroit, Indiana. So this road trip right here is kind of tough. Back-to-back in Miami. Back-to-back in Houston. And then you play Miami and Orlando. And then you play Detroit. And then you play Indiana. Then you come back home and you play against Brooklyn, Washington, Cleveland. These should be 2 wins. Cleveland should be tough. And then you play OKC. Dallas, OKC again. So we play against OKC at the end of the season. I kind of wish we would have played them earlier. So yeah, that's a pretty tough schedule. Other teams are going to have to figure out how to stop the Lakers offense in the playoffs. Let's see if Cleveland can continue to be solid. They have different lineups they can go to. Yeah, they do have a lot of different lineups they can go to. I will say this though. If Maxi Kleber doesn't show the willingness to shoot that 3-point shot, he made one tonight and it looked good. He has to work on that, bro. He has to like get back in like the rhythm or like the mindset of when I'm open on this shot, I need to shoot it, right? Because that can make the offense and that can make the team so much better. Because Maxey is solid defensively. He plays physical. He sets good screens. He rebounds the ball. He set those Gortat screens he set, man. Like because he's so strong, those really help when it comes to creating driving lanes for Luka, LeBron, and AR, and just all the other guys. Like he's very good at that. So we just need him to be more willing to shoot the ball. If you miss, you miss. But you got to shoot it, though. When you open, you have to shoot it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Kennard. Kennard passed up a couple, I felt like, good three-point shots tonight, right? But he still played very, very good, though. Kennard was very good tonight. I think the Luke Kennard trade was kind of underrated, to be honest with you, bro. Because his overall game so far since he's been a Laker, he's shown some stuff. When it comes to bringing the ball up the court, initiating the offense, handling the ball in transition, getting rebounds, playing solid defense, passing the ball off of pump fake and dribble drives. Like he's been doing some pretty good stuff. So I'm really liking the Luke Kennard trade, bro, especially for a guy like Gabe Vincent. Like what? Like that was definitely a steal. So shout out Rob Pelinka. That was a pretty good move. Even if you did have to include a second round pick, Luke Kennard is not like old. And he's a shooter. So, like, those guys, they age very, very well in the league, right? So, I think that was a pretty good trade. I need to see them be some solid teams. The schedule coming up, yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, they're going to have the opportunity to be some solid teams. They're definitely going to have the opportunity. These two losses right here, I always say this, bro. These two losses right here against Milwaukee, when Luka Doncic had fouled Kevin Porter Jr., but when it shouldn't have been a foul, and he went to the free throw line and shot those three free throws at the end of the game, and Luka fouled out the game, that was a bad call by the refs. That shouldn't have been a loss. And this right here shouldn't have been a loss either. But Sacramento literally could not miss that night. I'm talking about Malik Monk I think he came, his first like 6 threes, he made them or something like that. 5 or 6 threes he couldn't miss. They just had an extremely hot shooting night, right? So those two back-to-back losses right there, they hurt. And then Charlotte came in and they really showed like why they went on the run that they went on. This next game right here, I don't think nobody played in this game. Yeah, Marcus Smart was the leading scorer in this game. Oh, LeBron played. Nobody else played though. Luka and AR didn't play in that game. Got the win against Toronto, Denver, lost to the Clippers. But yeah, bro. They definitely gonna have the opportunity. Like all of these teams. These first 5 games out of the All-Star break, if you can go 4-1 over this stretch, or possibly 5-0, 3-2 somewhere in there. I think 4-1 would be fantastic. If you can, these first 5 games out of the All-Star break would be fantastic if you can go 4-1. If you can beat Boston, LA, Orlando, Phoenix, and Golden State, or if you can just lose one of these games, because they ain't no back-to-backs, right? No back-to-backs. It's rest in between every single game. But they do go on the road for Phoenix and Golden State, though. So, if you can go 4-1 in this first 5-game stretch out of the All-Star break, I think you'll be in a really good position. This all started confusing. Oh, you talking about the All-Star game? With the world and the American team and the world team? Yeah, it is kind of confusing. Hopefully it's not bad, though. I feel like the dunk contest is gonna be mid, chat. I feel like the dunk contest is gonna be extremely mid. I hope not, man, but it's looking like it is. It would be in JJ's best interest to use some of the young guys down the stretch. They have to find ways to keep Luka and AR fresh. That's a fantastic point. Mamba. And I think that some of these games, some of those guys should rest. I do think that you should figure out a way to but see, the thing is, bro, our big 3 or our main 3 guys or our star players have missed so many games so far this season that, they can't miss too many because we got to see how these guys really look when they all playing together with this team. I feel like last year going into the playoffs, they had a very, very good, finish to the season, which made them end up finishing in the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. And right now, the Lakers are I think they're only 2 games out of the 3 seed right now. Let me see. Let's see the standings right quick. I think we're only 2 games or something like that out of so we the 5th seed right now. and we're only a game and a half out of third. We're a game and a half out of the third seed. So if you can come out of the All-Star break and have a very, very good start to the second half of the season after the All-Star break, you can easily get to the third seed, bro. Because I really want the Lakers to be a top 4 seed so they'll have home court advantage in the first round. I think that would help. Because you're probably going to have to end up playing against Houston or Minnesota in the first round. If you end up being the third or the fourth seed, you'll end up probably having to play against, or it could fall to where if you end up falling to the fourth seed, somehow Denver, they might fall to the fifth. You might play against Denver in the first round. But I'm really not afraid of Denver, bro. The only team that I feel like really has advantages in certain spots over us is obviously San Antonio with their size and their quickness and athleticism, and OKC. But I think that if you can slow down Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the OKC series, I think that we are so much bigger than them when it comes to our guards and our wing players. We are a lot bigger than OKC. Now OKC has they got size in in the interior when it comes to Chet and Hardenstein and Jalen Williams and stuff like that. But those are the main things I'm worried about when it comes to the playoff seeding. It's like 4 All-Star games. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I haven't even really looked at all the rules and stuff like that. All I know for right now is it's just like Team World versus Team USA. I mean, that's all I really know. I don't really know a lot of other stuff though. But yeah, let's see. I don't even care about the dunk contest anymore. I don't either, bro. I'm gonna watch it. I probably have it on and hope they do some good stuff or some creative stuff or like something we ain't never seen before, which I highly doubt, because the thing is we've seen so much stuff. We've pretty much seen every single combination or every single possibility of a dunk. But I'm just hoping that these guys come out there and just put on a show, bro, because you never know. Like maybe they will. Maybe they'll come out there and put on the show. Mac McClung has been pretty entertaining the last couple seasons when it comes to the dunk contest. So hopefully somebody comes out there and put on the show, bro. 3-point contest, I really don't care about that much. I'm not gonna be really in tuned with the All-Star weekend this weekend. I'm not really gonna be that in tune with it, to be honest. I just hope they have some good stuff here and there. We agree. We gotta let some of the young players, and make some mistakes. Only way for them to get better, and they need minutes. Yeah, I mean, yes and no, bro, because you really don't want to depend too heavily on the young guys now, because we're in a good position to like try to finish top 3 in the West, right? So I think you can kind of play those guys in spots, or like if some of your veteran players take off some nights, then you play those guys. But I really wouldn't be trying to depend on them too heavy. But I get what you're saying, though. I definitely would like to see Kobe Buffkin play in stretches. I want to see a Duke Thiero playing stretches when it comes to certain matchups, because I think his physicality and his athleticism defensively could really help the team. I really want to see them go back to that 2 big lineup with Drew Timme when they're playing that zone to start off the second quarter and to start off the fourth quarter. When he was playing out there with another big and he was stretching the 4 and shooting the 3, and his ability, his touch around the rim, and his IQ is high, bro. Like, I really like Drew Timme out there with another big. I like those lineups. I don't know why JJ went away from that. So, I don't know why he went away from that. You know, it's like Drew haven't really got an opportunity ever since that Chicago Bulls game, or maybe because he's on a 2-way contract. He don't want to use up too many of his games before the season is over or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Coach Calipari said this about Adu before he got drafted. He has the physicality and athleticism for playoff basketball. I believe him. I do too, bro. I don't know if you remember, but in 2020, in the second round against the Houston Rockets, Frank Vogel played Taylor Horton Tucker in that series some. And he played good. In the playoffs, I think he was a rookie that year. If he wasn't a rookie, it was his second season, but he still was a young player. But in the second round against the Houston Rockets, that was a good matchup for Taylor to play in, because Houston was very small. Taylor could get to the rim. He was bigger, a thicker player. So when it come to defending certain positions, it was pretty good. So I thought that was very, very smart of Frank Vogel playing Taylor Horton Tucker in the second round against the Houston Rockets that season when they went on to win the championship. So Maybe JJ will do that with some of these younger guys the second half of the season. To, like you said, to kind of keep some of these other guys fresh. Hey, we got a $2 super chat, man, from Marcus, man. I thank you so much for that $2 super chat, my boy. Thank you so much, man. They got Jackson Hayes in the dunk contest. Yeah, I hope Jackson does well. I mean, Jackson had, bro. Chat. The game that Jackson had tonight, I don't see why Jackson can't do this consistently. Not necessarily scoring 16 points every single night. He's probably not going to do that, and that's fine. But the array of shots he was taking, he's starting to shoot this little floater in the lane once like, because the Lakers have multiple guys that are good in the post. And these other teams are starting to bring double teams from the middle, right? They'll bring that middle man and the middle of the paint will be open for the bigs to flash or for a wing to flash like Rui or Jake. They'll flash in that middle area, right? And Jackson is developing that little floater, little push shot, little floating shot. And I love it. I love that because if he can perfect that, he is going to be able to score so easily because when these guys are drawing those double teams, that's open. And Aiden has that shot as well, that little push shot, a little hook shot or whatever. So that is a shot that these guys need to get down and they will be able to score with the greatest of ease other than just shooting, scoring on lobs and stuff like that, or free throws. So Jackson had a very good game tonight. He had a very big imprint on his game. He even had an offensive rebound and went back up for a floater or a jump hook. He needs to do that more as well. When you're that close to the rim with your size and your athleticism, there should be no way that you should not be going back up and scoring the ball, at least getting fouled or being aggressive when you're in that area. You jump too high and you are too tall to be passing the ball back out for a contested three or for them to reset the play or whatever when we get a new 14. Just go back up with it. You know what I'm saying? So, but Jackson played good tonight. And hopefully he does well in the dunk contest. It's a 50 game. It's 50 game before it become a full contract? Yeah. Yeah. And two-way players are not eligible to play in the playoffs. Two-way players are not eligible to play in the playoffs. So, Kobe Buffkin is safe because he is on the actual roster. But if they were to have to use or wanted to use like Nick Smith Jr., Chris Mannion for some reason, which they probably won't, or Drew Timme, they would have to convert those guys to regular roster spots and get them on the regular roster spot if they wanted those guys to play in the playoffs. And you have to do that before March the 1st, I think. Actually, no, I'll take that back. That's guys that get bought out. You have to do it before the playoffs start. If you don't do it before the playoffs start, I think they won't be playoff eligible. So that's why I'm saying maybe he's trying to save up some of those games. But like yeah, it's only 30 games left. It's only 30 games left, right? I think it's only 30 games left. Yeah. Where we at? 53, 54. So yeah, it's like 20-some games left. So we're actually under 30 games left now. So that is 100% like something that shouldn't be a factor when it comes to playing Drew Timme. Like I think that he definitely should be playing. Marcus, I appreciate the $2 super chat, my boy. Thank you so much, man. What you think about Peyton Watson and Walker Kessler rumors? I just don't think it's realistic, bro. To be honest with you, I hope I'm wrong. I hope we can pry away. Like, I really would like Walker Kessler. That's who I would really like. You're talking about the perfect center for the Lakers. You're talking about the perfect player, bro, to fit in with your star players of Austin and Luka for the future. And I do think Bron is going to come back on one more year for the Lakers, and next year probably be his last season. I think he's going to come back and play at least one more year for the Lakers. I think he is going to take a pay cut though. Obviously, if you were to get a guy like Walker Kessler, it would be crazy, but I just don't see it happening. I don't think unless you offer like $40 million to Walker Kessler, that's the only way I don't see the Jazz matching a contract for him. If it's anything below $40 million, they're going to match it, and you're not going to get him. He's a restricted free agent. So same thing with Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson is a restricted free agent as well. I just don't see these guys somehow getting pried away from their teams because they are restricted free agents. Now, if it was actually up to them and actually all of their choice and they were unrestricted free agents and the Lakers throw a bag of money at them and they could, I think it would be a more of a possibility. But since they are restricted free agents, I don't see it happening. Adam says, Laravia and Smart shouldn't be starting. They're both mid players. Well, I mean, you have to actually, you have to understand that the team has had a lot of injuries. So who else do you want to start right now? Who else do you want to start? I'm actually going to make a video about it tomorrow on who I think should be starting. Obviously, since you guys are in the live stream early tonight, you're going to get a sneak peek of who I think should be starting after the All-Star break is over with and everybody comes back healthy and things of that nature. I think that the starting five should be Luka, LeBron, Austin, Marcus Smart, and DeAndre Ayton. I think that's your best five players when it comes to a mix of good players. When it comes to a mix of defense, a defensive-minded player that can initiate some offense, that can do some secondary playmaking, that has shown that he can knock down some pretty important shots at times, knows how to draw fouls, can shoot free throws, can defend the other team's best player, very good communicator, very good connector. When it comes to passing the ball and keeping the ball moving and stuff like that, I think Marcus is the best role player when it comes to putting in the starting five. If they don't put Marcus Smart in the starting five with the big three and DeAndre Ayton, I think it'll be Jared Vanderbilt. It needs to be whether Marcus Smart or Jared Vanderbilt in the starting five. I think that Jake LaRavia is a good player, but I don't think he's a starting caliber player. I don't think he's a starter. Now, obviously, it's okay for him to start now when you don't have Luka in the lineup, or when you don't have Austin starting in the starting lineup. But I think those guys should be the starting five. Y'all let me know who y'all think the starting five should be when the Lakers do come out of the All-Star break. When they come out of the All-Star break, who do y'all think should be starting? That's my starting five. That will be mine. Let's go back into Mamba Venom. JJ better not pull the same crap he did last season where he played the starters the entire second half. We have a better bench now. Are you talking about against the Minnesota Timberwolves? Hey, bro, I can't really blame JJ. I can't. Well, at the time, I couldn't. Jackson was unplayable. Gabe Vincent was unplayable. Everybody talks about Jordan Goodwin. You know, we miss Jordan Goodwin so much, and they try to compare Jordan Goodwin to Marcus Smart. Bro, Jordan Goodwin wasn't good last year in the playoffs. He couldn't knock down shots. He was missing threes. He was missing open shots. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to have Jordan Goodwin on his team. Don't get me wrong. He a dog. He a dog defensively. He do all the dirty work. He did it at times throughout the regular season. But if he was knocking down some shots, he would have been playable. But he wasn't. He wasn't knocking down open threes, and they were leaving him open on purpose. So that's why I think JJ and the Lakers were like, okay, you know, if we have to let go of Jordan Goodwin in order to get Marcus Smart, we're going to do that. And I think they made the right decision. Like, if you have to choose between those two players, I think you go with Marcus Smart, right? And Marcus has been good for the Lakers this season. Like, Marcus has been good. Overall, he's been good. Now, he's had some bad shooting games, but when it just comes to being a solid role player, Marcus has been reliable, bro. He's been in the lineup. He's been a pretty good playmaker. He's been reliable at the free throw line. He's had some very good moments when it comes to going to the rim and throwing lobs and getting other players involved. So he's been solid this year. And then we ain't even going to talk about defensively. He leads the league in charges. So he's been a very good defensive player for this team this year as well. But I agree, though. I do think that our bench, we do have a deeper team this year. So I don't think JJ will have to do it. But last year, I understand because we didn't have other players that were reliable. Gabe Vincent wasn't reliable. Jordan Goodwin wasn't reliable. In that series, Jackson Hayes wasn't either. You think so? You think so about Bron? I think he's gone. I don't think he's gone. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. I just think it's a lot of noise. You remember all that noise before he signed back with the Lakers just this past season? And he opted into his contract about them saying he's going to opt out and he wants different. He's tired of the buses. Every single year, this shit happens. When these mainstream media outlets want to start up all this drama. It's kind of like the Cowboys. It's kind of like the Dallas Cowboys. Every single year. Like, I'm just giving you guys an example. I'm a Cowboys fan, right? So, George Pickens is supposed to be signing a contract extension with the Cowboys. They franchise tagged him so he won't hit the market, which they were supposed to. So they can give themselves more time to work out a deal with George Pickens. Now that he franchise tagged, everybody talking about he's going to get traded. He's not getting traded. And that's just like with the Lakers with LeBron. They just want to start drama. Now I'm not saying it's a foregone conclusion that LeBron is going to stay here. We got to see how the season ends. We got to see how the offseason goes and the direction that they want to go. But everybody talks about the Lakers defense, right? And everybody talks about the problems that the Lakers have defensively. The Cavaliers, if you were to put LeBron James on that team right now, you would have James Harden and Donovan Mitchell backcourt. Are those guys good defenders? Either one of James Harden and Donovan Mitchell looked at as great defenders. No. No, they're not, bro. And then you will have LeBron, and then you will have Evan Mobley, who is a very good perimeter defender. I mean, a very good shot blocker. He's a good defender, but he's not a guy that you want going out there guarding the other team's best perimeter player every single night. And then you have Jared Allen. That wouldn't be a good fit if you ask me. That wouldn't be a good fit because that starting five, I think that would be very good offensively. But defensively, I don't know. But you would have the rim protection to kind of back up some of your flawed perimeter defense. So maybe it would be okay. But when it comes to the perimeter defense, bro, their team is going to be worse than this one when it comes to perimeter defense. So I don't think it's a foregone conclusion when it comes to LeBron going back to Cleveland. You got to consider family. You got to consider Bronny is a Laker. You got to consider Bryce is going to Arizona. So being on this side, being on that side of the country matters as well. So I think those are all of the things that LeBron is going to consider if he continues to play after this season. Right on, Chief. Do you think they should prioritize health over wins? I think you can do both, right? Because I do think, I just have a feeling that another good player is going to get bought out or going to get waived or going to get released, kind of like come out of nowhere like Jeremy Sohan. And I think that the Lakers can make a roster spot available for another player that can contribute to this team, right? And if they don't, they still have more depth than they had last season to where, like, if some of your stars sit out, you'll be okay with your other two stars or, you know, some of these other guys that have stepped up so far this season. Like Marcus Smart has in certain games. He's scored the ball very well. He's passed the ball very well when playmakers have been out. And on top of that, his defense has not dropped off. So I think that, I do think they're going to prioritize both because they have to. We're in the Western Conference, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't just drop games for no reason. They have to get wins, you know what I'm saying? So they got to figure out a combination of both. They've already had too many stretches throughout the season where they star players have been hurt. Like Reeves, Luka, LeBron missed the first 17 games of the season. So they've had too many stretches throughout this year where these guys have been hurt and not playing enough. You don't want to go into the playoffs where these guys' chemistry is all off. Let's see here. Let me see. You said we can still get Matisse and Robert Williams considering Portland have to waive two players in order to get City and Caleb on their roster. I thought they would have done that already, by the way, but I would take a chance on them if they were bought out. I don't think they're going to, I don't know. I don't think the Lakers would do both because they already signed, I don't think the Lakers would do both because they already signed Kobe Buffkin to a roster spot. I don't think they're going to do both. Like they're not going to, I doubt they'll cut two players in order to get two new players. I don't know if they'll do that, but if Matisse Thybulle gets bought out, it's no way you don't take a chance on him. It's no way you don't. There's no way. Even if Klay Thompson somehow gets bought out, I would try to sign Klay because you can never have too many good three-point shooters that can still defend. Like Klay can still defend as well. He would get a lot of open shots on his team too. So will Klay Thompson get bought out? Probably not, but I'm just throwing names out there. But Matisse Thybulle, I would 100% take a chance on him. Like no question. No questions asked. I trust Marcus Smart in the playoffs. 108 playoff games under his belt. He's been there, done that. Yep. He's far from mid. He has the know-how. Exactly. And I remember when we signed him and even before we signed him, you can go back and look at the videos, Chad. Like I made videos pre-Marcus Smart buyout saying how he would fit for this team. He's done it. He's lived up to that and even better for me because of the offense that he's been able to bring to our team when the star players have been out. I love what Marcus has done this season. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been pretty big for us this season because just think about it. When Luka has been out and while Austin has been out, the playmaking he's been able to provide in the ball handling and the initiating the offense and bringing the ball up the court. LeBron would much rather play off ball these days because he understands how good Austin and Luka are on ball. So tonight you seen him playing more on ball and you seen how dominant he still can be, right? But it's not about him at this stage of his career. It's about winning. He understands Luka and Austin being the main two guys is the best way for him to win this season. So he understands that, and it looks good when somebody else is initiating the offense and you can play off of a ball initiator or the primary initiator. It's look better. It's look more efficient. Now he needs to start knocking down more threes more efficiently. He is not shooting the ball away from three this season, but hopefully he can find his 3-point shot second half of the season. Luka, AR, Bron, Vando, Ayton starting five. That's what I was thinking too, bro. With the way that Vando has been shooting the corner three, I definitely would not mind that because you're gonna have three primary ball handlers in the you're gonna have your three main ball handlers, your three stars. You need to have a defensive menace, a Swiss Army knife defensively out there with Vando's size, his ability to block shots, his ability to guard the perimeter, switch on the bigs, his strength, his ability to rebound. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things need to be considered when it comes to the second half of the season coming out of the All-Star break. You already have good offensive players when it comes to shooting the ball, when it comes to Bron, when it comes to Luka, when it comes to Austin. DA, hopefully he can still play with continuously. Well, hopefully he can find something where he can play with some high motor games. Like we've seen the low motor DeAndre Ayton, we've seen the high motor DeAndre Ayton. Hopefully he can come out with a high motor the second half of the season going into the playoffs, right? But I'm excited to see how Luke Kennard looks with all three of the stars out there. Rui Hachimura has looked good coming off the bench, so I'm really excited to see how this Lakers team will look the second half of the season. But I definitely would consider Vanderbilt or Marcus Smart to be in the starting lineup alongside Austin, Luka, Bron, and Ayton. That's who I would have in the starting five. Intellect, I agree. I was saying tonight he had lost the ball off a pump fake and he tried to dribble and cross over on Najee Marshall, and Najee Marshall just peeled him clean. It just straight up peel, right? Jake is 24 years old. He's only 24 years old, and he's shown a lot of upside, especially defensively. I did not think he was this good defensively, right? He's been very good for us this year defensively. Just straight up, just staying in front of people, bro, and putting his hands up and not fouling. Like, I love what I've seen from him defensively. Want to see him shoot the ball better, like he was at the beginning of the season, and like he has throughout his career. But at the same time, he does need to work on his 3-point. Well, hopefully his 3-point shot can just come back around. But his handles, he definitely needs to get a tighter handle. No question about it. 100% agree with you. I'm gonna order some Wingstop. Hey man, I want some Wingstop. What you getting from there, bro? Robert and Matisse are good players. They just can't stay healthy. Yeah, I still would take a chance on Matisse Thybulle though. I definitely would. I think at this point, I think he knows he's not going to be in the rotation for the Blazers. So I think he is healthy now. I just think that he's just using this extra time to heal up more, and he already knows he's not going to play. So why even? I guess they don't have him suiting out because they know he's not going to play and be in the rotation. But from what Matisse Thybulle has done throughout his career, this Lakers team can use that, especially if he can shoot the three ball anywhere near as good as he has in the corners. His career in the corners, he's been shooting over 40% from three in his career in the corner. So it's there. And his perimeter defense is, at one point, he was one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. And I don't know how old he is. Let's see how old he is. I don't think he's old. So we ain't finna sit up and act like he washed up or something like that. Matisse. Yeah, I don't think he's. Oh, it's only one T in his name? I spelled his name wrong. My bad, bro. Let's see how old he is, chat. I don't think he's that old, bro. How old is he? He's 28. Yeah, he's 28. Yeah, Matisse is only 28 years old. So, I don't know what kind of rhythm he'll be in if he signs with the Lakers, or I don't know if he just completely lost his 3-point shot. I don't know. These things are definitely up, but he is going to be a buyout market signing. It's not. It's a low risk, high reward type of thing. If he comes out to be good and he comes out to be anywhere near what he was when he was a all defensive team kind of player, then you get a steal. You know what I'm saying? You get a steal. But if not, he could just sit at the end of the bench and it is what it is. So I think you definitely should take that chance and see if he can be healthy for you this year and how he can contribute if he was to get bought out. But y'all are right. They are going to have to buy out somebody, and I'm pretty sure Matisse Thybulle is going to be the odd man out. Maybe Rob Pelinka knows that. Maybe they know something we don't. Like the DeAndre Ayton, when he got bought out of nowhere, nobody really seen that coming, right? Nobody seen that coming. We got all the way up until March 1st. Maybe something happened over the All-Star break. Maybe some of these teams and these players will get together over the All-Star break, and they'll have those conversations on a buyout or release. And maybe they'll get more momentum going towards that on the All-Star break when teams have more time to get these type of things situated for their rosters. But I definitely can see that happening at that point. Definitely can see that happening at that point for sure. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna make a video tomorrow for y'all, man, about who I think should be the starting five and how the Lakers can maximize this second half of the season when it comes to using Luke Kennard, when it comes to using Maxi Kleber. I might have even some possible buyout candidates that could possibly sign with the team as well. But I'm going to talk about the Lakers second half of the season. I'm going to make a video about that tomorrow. If any news happens over the All-Star break or anything like that, I'll definitely have you guys covered with the news on this channel. So y'all be sure to hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the live stream, guys. Lakers get the W tonight, man, with a final score of 124-104 against the Dallas Mavericks, and head into the All-Star break with a 33-21 record, 12 games above 500. So they are also the 5th seed in the Western Conference, so they definitely have a chance to get a top 4 seed or even a top 3 seed, depending on how they play in the second half of the season. Love you guys, man. Thank y'all so much for watching tonight's live stream. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's video. Y'all be sure to turn on y'all notifications as well. I'll catch y'all tomorrow, guys.